felt it. It's that sinking feeling when you wake up late. You're already behind, and the first thought is, damn, how can I be a failure already? I've only been up 5 minutes. We know what that is. I got you. That's this. That's fear. You feel it in that moment. That's fear whispering in your ear, trying to pull you into your same old cycle, into that SOS, that same old shit. But what if I told you that fear isn't your enemy? You're looking at it like fear's your enemy. Nah, brother, it's not. The key to everything you want lies within fear, but it's the way that you process this fear, right? So you stick with me for the next 10 minutes, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to turn your fear into fuel. But before we do this, SNS, my man, SNS. Save, subscribe. Save this video so you can come back to it, and subscribe to the channel so you can get more of these nuggets I'm going to be dropping week after week. All right? Let's do it. Now, this isn't about just being late. It's about what's underneath, right? We got our iceberg. Boom, 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 boom. We got our water, right? Being late right here, that's on top of the iceberg. What we need to do is understand that fear operates all up in here, right? That's what we need to understand. And that little voice that's whispering, it's not coming from here. It's coming from fear. It's coming from beneath the surface. That little spot that nobody ever sees, right? It's that little voice. And what's it saying to you? It's saying that you're not good enough. It's saying that you failed again. That is fear talking. That's this. And it's not the kind of fear that saves you from danger, because we all need a little bit of fear. Now, this kind of fear tries to define you. It tries to tell you who you are and who you're not, and what you can and what you can't handle. But this time is different. You're going to be prepared for this exact moment, even though negative thoughts are recruiting memories from your past like Nick Saban, right? What's different about this moment, right? What's different about this moment? This is your Rocky Balboa moment. Nah. This is your Captain America moment. Nah. This is your Goku moment, right? This is your Goku moment. So in this moment, what are you gonna do, Rocky? Goku? Cap? What are you gonna do, right? What do you do? What do you do? What's the history? What do you do when you find yourself in this situation, right? You know what you do. You grab your phone and you start scrolling. Right? You sit in bed, now you're scrolling in bed. But why? That's my question. Why? Because we all know why. Because why face this fear when you can avoid it? Duh, score, right? So you're scrolling, you stay in bed, you start crushing your socials, right? You start deepening your knowledge of aliens, conspiracy theories, ancient astronaut theorists, and contemplating the rise of Jordan Peterson and Bette David, right? Where the hell did those two dudes come from, right? Maybe, just maybe, if you're feeling good enough, you take another shot at that boss battle that kept you up all night to begin with, right? That's the process. That's what you're doing right now. And you know that ain't working. Truly, it never did. But we're going to do something different. But what if today you decided to do something different? Because we're going to do something different today. What if today we decided to listen to that fear? We decided to sit with that fear. We decided to allow ourselves to understand the history and understand where this fear is coming from. You see, the cave that you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. And fear is trying to take you into the cave because you got to get into it if you're going to get down here, because it's beneath the surface. So what we need to do is let's walk into that cave. Let's understand that. Let's grab fear by its hand and say, all right, man, where do you want to take me? What do you want to show me? Now, I want you to think about your emotions like their email, right? Think about your emotions like emails in your inbox. Each one of them has a subject line, and most of those subject lines are anger and sadness and fear and even guilt. But inside every single one of these is a message. There's a piece of information that you need. But what most of us do when we get these messages of fear, guilt, shame, especially shame, right? Most of us do with these emotional ass emails is maybe skim them, probably ignore them, and if not, we straight up delete them shits because we don't want to see anything that they have inside. But why do we do this? Why? Why do we do it? You want to know why? Because fear, right? Fear is spitting limits. My bad. Fear is spitting lyrics like Eminem and 8 Mile, and it's making you more uncomfortable than Papa Doc, right? Fear is dropping them bars like, ooh, you're not good enough, yeah. That's some lyrics. Fear is dropping them like, ooh, you woke up and you're a failure in 5 minutes. That's some other bar. But those are some of the classics. Those are the classics that fear keeps hitting you with. And you buy them every single time. Because it's all that stuff that you haven't dealt with that's beneath the surface. Damn, your inner critic is ruthless. But it's kind of talented, right? Listen, here's the thing. The email that from fear, it's not here to attack you. It's here to guide you. Fear is saying, I am your life cheat code. Sit with me, pay attention to me, and let me tell you my story. But you have to be willing to sit with your fear. Experience these emotions. You see, fear is telling you something. And it's telling you that every time you want something, that something travels through me. So if you want to get to here, right? You got to go right through fear. You got to go right through it. And I'm going to show you how to do it. And we are going to use grit to get there. You have to ground yourself. You see, fear is loud. It's like an alarm that goes off in your head and is trying to tell you you're not ready or you're going to fail. And that's why you have to stop, take a breath, and anchor yourself in the moment. Fear is driving the vehicle right now, and logic is hogtied in the trunk. Grounding yourself and staying accountable to the moment will help you change seats. Step 2, R, is recognize the opportunity. Right? Recognize the opportunity. You need to recognize what fear is really saying. Fear shows up when something matters to you. Missing that class, how we got this whole thing started, that matters to you. It's not just about the lecture. It's about what you think it says about you. It's about how you're going to be perceived. It's about how you perceive yourself. It's about breaking the promises that you've made to yourself. Saying that you're going to change and not doing it. That's what it's about. Recognize that this is an opportunity for you to create change. The fear that's pointing to you drives you to do better. The fear drives you to grow. It drives you to prove to yourself that you meant what you said when you said you were going to change. That's what this is about. I initiate action. Fear hates action. It can't stand action, right? The moment that you take a step forward, fear starts to lose its grip. But here's the thing. You don't have to conquer the whole mountain. You have to take one step, just one step. So this time, set an alarm. Set your alarm for tomorrow when you wake up and you're in the midst of the shame show that you push yourself through, right? Set your alarm. Text someone and say what you're going to do. Allow someone to work in with your dream so someone else has an understanding of what your vision is so you can be held accountable. Take action. Initiate action. When you initiate action, I want you to understand this. Take a second. Get a pen, write this down. When you initiate action, that action becomes the proof that you're stronger than what fear wants you to believe. And the momentum that you create is essential for your development. You see, momentum is the name of the game. It takes small steps to get big wins. If you've ever had to push a car, right? When your boy's car is all jacked up, if you've ever had to push a car, you recognize that the more energy, you have to apply the most amount of energy to go from stopped to moving. But once it starts to roll, it gets a lot easier. You have to initiate action to gain momentum, to give you the advantage over your fear, truly over your own thoughts, right? And step 4, trust the process, man. Trust the process. Trust the process. Fear doesn't just show up once. It's a part of your life. It's always going to be here, so you might as well understand how you can win. In fear, face fear, deal with fear. Use grit. Every single time you face that fear, you build resilience. And you're turning hesitation into hope, and you turn panic into progress. That's what this is about. That's what you're about. I want you to trust that even when it feels uncomfortable, fear is sharpening you. It's building you, right? It's creating, it's the part and the versions of you that are going to be able to overcome any of the obstacles that you're going to face. And grit, this right here, grit, it's what turns your dreams into reality. You're not here to play it safe. You're here to grow, you're here to push yourself, and you're here to become unstoppable. That's the point, right? So please recognize, fear is not here to crush you. It's not. It's here to build you. And so we're going to walk right through it. What I want you to do when you feel that fear, I want you to ground yourself first. Recognize and start to understand this truth. Sit with this emotion, sit with this fear. I want you to recognize that fear is an opportunity for you to learn something about yourself. It's just an email. Open that email. Get the information that you need that tells you a little bit about yourself. Sit with that fear. And then initiate action. Create change. Build momentum. It doesn't happen without it. And after that, trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the fact that if you are willing to sit with this fear, if you're willing to open that emotional email and find out exactly what that fear is trying to tell you, you can heal yourself and you can take steps towards becoming the version of yourself that you want to become. That's what this is about, man. Enough is enough. Aren't you tired? So look, here we are. Stop snoozing, start stepping. Get your grit on when you're feeling that fear. And SNS, save this video and subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much. I'll see you next week. Boom.